Morning. Audio check. Good morning,
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Yeah, you are visible and audible.
Thank you. Have a great day, President.
Thank you, sir. You too. Okay, Prabhat is joined. Do we have any guest offline?
Offline, you are the guest.
Vidran.
Vidura is a guest. Okay, got it. You can start, Toastmaster Anand.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Toastmasters. Guest, welcome you all for this 620th meeting of Madras Toastmasters Club. For those who didn't know, Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization formed by Ralph and Smedley in 1924. The mission is to provide the mutual support and positive learning experience and personal growth. There are 4 core values of any Toastmasters International. The first, integrity, dedication to excellence, service to member, and respect for the individual. There are few rules to be followed. I request all the speakers refrain from the speakers on table like sex, religion, and politics, etc. Since it's a hybrid meeting, right, I request you all to kindly ensure that your microphone is on mute when others who don't speak. So I request everyone to rename their name in the following format. For example, I am a Toastmaster hyphen Anand, guest, right, hyphen guest name. Okay. I'll also share the 2 forms in the chat box as well as in the WhatsApp group. One for the member to mark the attendance and another for the guest to share their contact details so that our VPM can reach you to clarify their doubts. Enjoy the meeting with their. I hand over the control to our presiding officer. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand, for setting the right tone for the meeting. Let me spotlight myself. Okay, well, I would like to declare open our 620th meeting of Madras Toastmasters Club. Welcome all. I would like to welcome all the participants, guests, and Toastmasters online as well as offline. So let's quickly move on to the guest introduction. So let me call upon our offline guest, Toastmaster Vidurar. Please introduce yourself, Toastmaster Vidurar.
Okay. Am I visible? And I know
Yes.
I'm new to you all, so I'm just asking them. So I'm Vidra. So from Tamil to Chennai Solvedral Montaram. And this is my first hybrid meeting visit to Madras Toastmasters Club. And wish to have a great meeting with you all guys. All the best.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vidurar. Among the few clubs who moved hybrid in our division, MTC is one of them, and Vidurar was curious to see the happenings in our hybrid meeting. So yeah, it is very exciting to be offline rather than online. So I would really say that. So do we have any guests online? I saw someone joining. Okay. Looks like no. We don't have any guests online. So any more guests offline, Toastmaster Suhasini? No, right?
No, Kavita.
Okay. We don't have Toastmaster Muthu, right? For the MOM. Okay. So let's move on to the next segment, introducing our TMOD. So today's TMOD is a very special person. So currently he's studying PG Diploma on Data Science and Business Analytics. And his hobbies are playing football, watching movies, and learning about latest tech innovations. That is very interesting. So he's a very passionate Toastmaster. And I would like to hand over the control to our TMOD for today. Hope you all have a great meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, President, for that wonderful introduction. Respected Toastmasters and wonderful guests, good morning. an echo of the past in the future and reflects from the future on the past. Yes, indeed, history repeats itself because it reoccurs. History plays a very important role in everyone's life. It gives us an opportunity to learn from the mistakes and makes us a better decision maker. History helps us to become a more compassionate as a person and more impartial as decision makers. Each of us have a different experience with rest of the world. It is an experience that is shaped by cultural differences, personal differences, and many more. We must always strive to explore new ways of possibilities in today's world and step into a whole new world that will change who you are forever. At present, we live in an environment where technology develops fast. We have become accustomed to instant satisfaction. The skills that we acquire, the things we get to learn in our daily life is also history. And we as human beings will tend to repeat it again and again. We'll talk about the subject more and more as we progress during this meeting. Before we go ahead with the meeting, for the sake of newcomers and guests, let me tell you how a Toastmaster meeting is conducted. A typical Toastmaster meeting will be having 3 major segments. The first key segment is prepared speech session, on which the members of the club will deliver a project based on the Toastmasters pathways. The second most interesting session is called table topic session, which will help us to improve our capability to speak on a topic without any preparation or speak impromptu. The final and most important session is called evaluation session, which is primarily meant to provide feedback on the speech and overall feedback about the meeting. To perform this, I'm not alone. I have a TT master, general evaluator, and the TAC team. To brief more about the role players, we have an amazing Toastmaster who has taken up various roles in the XCOM. He is the past president of MTC, currently working at Flex, an electronic manufacturing company. Let us welcome Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh, Toastmaster of Ray, for the warm introduction. So, hi, this is Toastmaster Jay. I'll be playing the role of General Evaluator today, wherein actually I'll be evaluating the overall meeting proceedings, and I would be actually providing my feedback, of course, at the end of the session. So, I'm not just alone. I'll be supported by 4 main key role players, of course, what we call GATE, the grammarian, accounter, timer, and of course the evaluation, which will be the last part of the session. So that is how any Toastmaster meeting function, and this has been the recurring thing in Toastmasters. To start with, I'm gonna tell about grammarian and why grammar is very important. So you know actually when we tend to speak words or sentences, we may feel that we are speaking right, but sometimes actually there might be some grammatical errors. To your kind information, I came to know I've been using a wrong sentence over the years until I joined Madras Toastmaster Club. So when I joined Toastmaster Club, actually when I was playing the role of TT speaker, I was a guest that time. It was Toastmaster Kavita who was a grammarian that time. She corrected me saying I was using a frequent sentence like I can able to do things. So I can able. So I was thinking like that is right, but Toastmaster Kavita said that is not the right practice. And then I came to know like we are not supposed to use. In fact, even now some of us use that sentence. So that is why grammarian plays an important role, wherein actually they will correct our mistakes and to ensure we speak a grammar-free thing. Today, grammarian role has been played by Toastmaster Anand. To tell about more about Toastmaster Anand, he's working at Cipla. His interest is, of course, includes coaching and guiding the society in health and wellness, also creating awareness on disease and its management. His hobbies include reading, cycling, and traveling. Please put your hand to welcome Toastmaster Anand to read out his objective.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your warm introduction. Good morning, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Today, I'm going to play the role of the grammarian. The role of the grammarian is to note down the unique phrases, right, and good language and errors in the language. And also, I will note down the word of the day, the usage of the word of the day, and the theme of the day. At the end of the meeting, I will submit my report to the General Evaluator. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. The one thing I know about Toastmaster Anand, or maybe the thing which I liked about Toastmaster Anand, is his confidence. So when I was a president, he was a regular guest speaker at that time, and I really admired his confidence in speaking. Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Next, moving on to the R counter. So why do we have R counter? There are a lot of times we use fillers, and we even doesn't know that we are using these fillers. So only when there's somebody to correct us, actually we will be ensuring we'll be not using those fillers. So why do we need to avoid the fillers? Meaning, as a good speaker, we shouldn't be using much fillers. So that is why our counter role player plays an important role where they identify our fillers. For that, today our counter role has been played by Toastmaster Sudhar Kodi, who is a registered patent agent. Please put your hand together to welcome Toastmaster Sudhar Kodi.
Thanks for introduction. I'll be playing the role of the R counter today. So I will be noting down any pauses in the presentation, and also any frequent repetition of words like the, that, and things like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhar Kodi. And of course, finally, the time. Time is very important because that plays a crucial role in each one of our life. We Toastmasters love to speak, meaning we speak so much, we doesn't know how long we're going to take. That's why a timer is a person who will indicate us when we exceed the time. So Toastmaster Janani, I believe I corrected right, I pronounced it correctly, will be playing the role of the timer today. And she's of course an avid reader who loves to read a lot, and she's a huge Potterhead thing. I guess from the meaning I could understand, like she loves to hear a lot of Harry Potter series. Of course, her hobbies includes listening to music and traveling. So please put your hand together to welcome Toastmaster Janani.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that introduction. Good morning, everyone. I am Abha Janani. I am your timer for today. So the role of the timer is to note down the time taken by each speaker. There is a time limit allotted for each type of speech and a color code, which I will be indicating at the appropriate times. So for the prepared speeches, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I will be showing green at 5 minutes, amber at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes with 30 seconds grace time. For table topics, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. I will be showing green at 1 minute, amber at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes with 30 seconds grace time. And for evaluation, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. I will be showing green at 2 minutes, amber at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes with 30 seconds grace time. At the end of the meeting, I will be submitting my report to the General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janani. So just to add on to what Janani has said, we also have today 2 icebreaker speeches. Icebreaker speeches, of course, have 4 to 6 minutes of speech. After 4, it will be green. 4 to 5, it will be amber. And after 6, it will be red. And of course, we have 30 seconds here. So that ends my session, maybe the first half. Maybe I'll just give back the control to Toastmaster of the day, and I'll be resuming back after the table topic session. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jay and the tag team role players for the detailed explanation. The most proactive people in the world are the ones who won't settle for the average and have triumphed through adversity. We are most inspired by people who have experienced difficulty and never ever give up, no matter whatever they're facing. Now, let's start our first session, which is the prepared speech session. Before I call upon the first speaker, may I request her evaluator, Toastmaster Karthik, to explain the speech objectives?
Yeah. Very good morning to all fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. So, my target speaker, Toastmaster Rekha, she is presenting her first speech today, that is the icebreaker. The length of the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. Timer, please note down this one. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of your public speech. And thanks, and back to the Toastmaster today.
Yeah. This Toastmaster is working as a HR manager in a Bangalore-based company, currently in Chennai for the last 1.5 years. She is very much interested in yoga and overall health and development. Let's welcome Toastmaster Rekha.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. So the only constant thing in life is change. And this stands so much true in my life as I've changed to various places. Like I was born and brought up in MP Bhilai. Then I moved to Mumbai for education. Then I went to Dubai for a job. And then I came to Bangalore, got married and settled there. And now I'm here in Chennai for my husband's job. So good morning, Toastmasters, my fellow Toastmasters. Here I'm giving my introductory speech, Chennai calling. So this topic so much defines what I am today. This all began about 2 years back in the midst of heavy pandemic when my husband decided to move out of entrepreneurship and take up a role which happened to be in Chennai. And we wholeheartedly welcomed this opportunity. So we made all the preparations and drove down from Bangalore to Chennai by car with all our luggages. So now my first experience in Chennai. So as I got on from the car and we were at the entrance of the building, wanting to get into the building with our luggage. So that's when I was surrounded by the security guard of the apartment and the nearby apartments, and they wanted to understand the purpose of our visit. And we were trying to explain why we are here. And it took us some time to really convey what we wanted to convey, because they were talking in Tamil and we were talking another language. So yes, that's where then we had some barriers. But anyways, we managed the situation and we got through. And that's where the journey begins. So what are a couple of things that we did to get adjusted to the new place? We did a research and such an exploration on what are the specialities of Chennai, what is something unique about Chennai. One, language. So here are a couple of things that we did. So first is language. The first thing that we did was to enroll to learn Tamil. So we joined the center, I learned Tamil. Next, exploring the surroundings. So we used to go for long walks, like 1 or 2 hours or more, to understand and get acquainted with the surroundings and to see where is what, like grocery, vegetable mart, supermarket, gas agency, milk booth, and all that. Next, nature. Chennai is blessed with beautiful nature, its beaches. So we visited different beaches like Iliad Beach, ECR Beach, and we really enjoyed the peace and solace which the nature of the city had to offer. Next, the cultural heritage of Chennai. So we visited various music and dance concerts in different cultural centers like Lakshan Chitra, Kalakshetra, Krishnagant Sabha, especially during Margali Masam, and we really soaked in the cultural abundance of the city. Next, the spiritual depth of the place. We enjoyed visiting temples and churches like Enna Velankani Church, Varsidivinayak Temple, Ashlakshmi Temple, Kapaleshwar Temple, Parthasati Temple, and many more. And this helped us to connect with our spiritual essence and get rejuvenated and invigorated. Next, the professional groups and groups of the like-minded. So that's where I traced down to Toastmasters, and I'm here meeting the professionals. I also got enrolled or got connected to the fitness group. My husband joined the golf group, and this way we got an opportunity to connect with the professionals and like-minded individuals here. Last but not the least, food. We really enjoyed the local food and cuisines. We went to all these eateries like Savana Bhavan, Ratna Cafe, Raya Mess, Karpagambar Mess, and we also ordered food from a mess service from a local family and enjoyed the cuisines like Wat Kolumbu, More Kolumbu, Poriyal, Kutu, and we really enjoyed the delicacies here. So here now I'm 1.5 years from the time we shifted here, and we really enjoyed our experience here and look forward to many more enriching years in Chennai. Nandri Vanakkam.
That was an excellent icebreaker speech. Now it's time to listen to our second speaker. Let me ask his evaluator, Toastmaster Karthik PJ, to explain the speech objectives.
Good morning, all. You're able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Those offline people. Good morning, everyone. Today, Toastmaster Balachandar is going to give a speech on the path persuasive influence from the level 1 project 2. The title of his speech is Freedom is the Oxygen of the Soul. Let me explain the purpose of the project. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review the basics of writing a speech with a well-defined purpose. After learning this skill of writing a speech with a well-defined purpose, the said member has to present the well-defined purpose speech in an organized way. Timer, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Balachandar.
This Toastmaster has recently completed his graduation in LLB honors, and his hobbies are playing basketball and reading books. Fellow Toastmasters, under your thunderous applause, let's welcome Toastmaster Balachandar.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you're audible and visible.
Oh, thank you. So, freedom is something that everybody has heard of, but if you ask for the meaning, then everyone will give you different meaning. This is so because everyone has a different opinion about freedom. For some, freedom means a freedom of going anywhere they like. And for some, it means to speak up for themselves. And for some, it is liberty of doing everything they like. For me, the freedom refers to a state of independence where you can do what you like without any restriction by anyone. Freedom can be called a state of mind where you have the right and freedom of doing what you can think of. And Also, you can feel freedom from within. Let me tell you an example. Before independence, during the rule of British, our forefathers have struggled and fought for our freedom. Instead of struggling, they may go on with their life, but they didn't. Why? Another example. While punishing a thief, why do we sentence him to imprisonment instead of giving him a couple of whiplash for his crime? It is because of the one word, freedom. The same word is what made our forefathers to fight and struggle. And so, using the same, we punish the thief by depriving him of it. That is the value of freedom. Till now, I have explained what is freedom and what is the value of freedom. So, according to me, unlawful detention is contrary to freedom. So, let me present before you an example of such case. In our country, unfortunately, instances of such misuse of power by police officials, including illegal detention, are fairly routine. However, today, there is no set of guidelines issued by the court regarding the rehabilitation and compensation. The deleterious result of the absence of such guidelines is evident in the recent case of Dr. Kafil Khan, who was placed under illegal and unjustified detention on 2 separate occasions, both times for about 9 months each. In the first instance, he had been booked for alleged dereliction of duty and medical negligence and arrested in September 2017. He was subsequently granted bail by the Allahabad High Court in April 2018, with the court ruling that there is no evidence of medical negligence on his part. In September 2019, a departmental inquiry finally cleared him of all charges, holding him not guilty. Dr. Khan was again arrested in December 2019 by the UP police for a speech he delivered at the Aligarh Muslim University earlier that month in the context of the Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act protest across the country. He was charged under the IPC and the stringent National Security Act 1980 for allegedly delivering a speech that disturbed communal harmony. He was ultimately released by the Allahabad High Court in September 2020, with the High Court dropping charges and NSA against him and observing that Dr. Khan's speech actually promoted national integrity and unity. In July 2018, it was reported that Dr. Khan had gone bankrupt due to his continued unemployment, legal fees, and social stigma related to his arrest, due to which people stopped doing business with his family. In spite of his groundless detention for a combined period of over 18 months that led him to financial ruin, he was not awarded or provided in compensation and rehabilitation. And this is not the first of many such cases. They have been occurring recurrently many times. One such landmark case is Husainara Khatun versus State of Bihar. Here, Husainara Khatun is one of the 17 under trial prisoners who were unlawfully detained in the prison of Bihar. Then they were released after filing a writ petition of habeas corpus before the Supreme Court of India. The case not only released the under trial prisoners held in Bihar, but it triggered the release of 40,000 under trial prisoners nationwide, which were held illegal, despite their imprisonment terms being over. But other than releasing the said prisoners, there is no indication of setting guidelines for compensation and rehabilitation of prisoners who are unlawfully detained. So it is our duty ask the people to insist the government to provide such guidelines for the said prisoner. Without it, the prisoners are still imprisoned even after the release, where instead of the prison cell, they are boxed by their unemployment, social stigma, financial ruin, and other diseases. So, I would like to conclude the speech with the quote: life without freedom is like a body without feeding. Freedom is the oxygen of soul. Thank you, and over to you, General Manager.
That was a nice and informative speech. Next is our third speaker. Before I call him, let me ask his evaluator, Toastmaster Balakrishnan, to explain the speech objectives.
Morning, fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the day, and my target speaker, Sriram in particular. Good morning to all of you once again. And Toastmaster Sriram is attempting his innovative planning level 4 project 1 with the title YLP, and the speech objectives are: the purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing a plan, building a team, and fulfilling the plan with the help of his team. Actually, this is first he would have given a 2 to 3 minute speech about his earlier project, and he will be concluding today. The purpose of the second speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience managing a project. Over to you, Toastmaster.
This Toastmaster is a past president of Madras Toastmasters Club, and he's currently working as a product manager at Seclude Solutions, provides data security solutions based on Microsoft Azure technology. His hobbies are music. It gives him a lot of pleasure during his free time. Fellow Toastmasters, let us welcome Toastmaster Sriram.
Yeah. Thanks, Toastmaster Dinesh. Before timer, you start the timing. Let me just share the screen. I'm trying to check if it is visible to all. Is it visible?
Yes, visible.
Okay. Am I audible?
Very clear.
I just have a question. Could you repeat the time limit, please, just to confirm?
Yeah, it is 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Chairman. Starts now. Okay. Very good morning, Toastmasters, fellow friends, and guests. All of us started on this YLP journey. Sorry, all of us started on this Toastmaster journey with a view to improve our communication leadership skills. But how many of us are interested in triggering young minds and train them in public speaking? If you're interested, we have an opportunity, which is YLP. YLP is Youth Leadership Program, and it gives an immense opportunity for you to give back to society. What you learned in Toastmasters, we can share with young minds and train them. And with this in mind, I gave a 2 to 3 minute speech a few weeks back about the overview of the program. Today, I'll share my experience of the entire YLP session. And special thanks to Toastmaster Balakrishnan, who was the chief coordinator, who gave me an opportunity to serve this as a coordinator for one of the groups, which is creators groups. So before I start, this was a totally different experience, and we all started with conducting an election. And conducting election is not an easy thing because you are doing it to students' community. And students, as you know, they are quite new to this forum, and we have to make them understand this, train them, and also ensure that we have a fair election process. And that's what we did. And I followed this concept of plan, do, check, act. I will be using this across all my slides. And this is called this PDCA, which you normally use for, it's one of the best practices which people follow to get a, desired outcome. So this, the entire activity of election we started, and it was just for a session, and we conducted this election in a very fair manner. But going through the entire process, getting them nominations, making them come on stage, speak a few words, that was a great challenge, and we were able to really make it and successful. And during this process, we also learned how to check and do some initial preparation work and follow the parliamentary procedures. And towards the end, of course, executing this entire election was a great thing, and particularly making it flawless and conducting in a fair manner. And this is the outcome you see. I felt like spinning off a new club, like a new MTC, and building the next generation leadership. That was a great experience I had. Yeah. So next we started with prepared speeches. All of us, of course, guests are new to this, but prepared speeches are, of course, it's a defined time for through which you give speeches. And Toastmasters are familiar with this, but for students, it's totally a new subject, and we have to really groom them to come up with topics. Now, each and every stage we have to handhold them, and making them to come out of their comfort zone, asking them to come up with topics, and helping write the scripts with the help of mentors. And mentors we got from our camps to MTC volunteers who did a great job. And also we have to do a lot of planning work in terms of scheduling and following up with the speakers, get their script ready. And also we conducted mark sessions to really make it more meaningful. And each and every session we had to align to a specific theme. Like we have vocal variety, body language, improving gestures. So each and every session had a different theme, and the speeches were aligned to that. The topics they spoke also were aligned to that. Overall, with the execution, we have to do in a flawless manner within the time frame. Of course, keeping in mind the dropouts and the connectivity issues in online. So it was a great experience, I can say, as a YLP, and instigated young minds and moved out of their comfort zone. The same with table topics as well. And as you know, table topics are instant, speeches where you come out of their, comfort zone, and you actually, on the spot topics. But students again had a, lot of tough time. They have to be given a lot of opportunity to come on stage, speak a few words, and we have to handhold them quite often. As you know, they get stuck in between, and we have to go back and help them during the entire TT session. So on the whole, it was a great experience, I can say, and it set the correct platform and enabled the students to think on their feet. That was a great experience. Coming to role plays, we have 5 different role plays, like in our club, Toastmasters. We have GE, TMOD, GE, tag role players. So all were identified, and each of the students were given opportunity to prepare for this, volunteer for the role plays. And most of the time they don't volunteer. We have to make them come on stage, make them comfortable, and give the script, ask them to go through that and come on stage and speak, online. So that was a great experience we had. And of course, we had to have some checkpoints, ensure that there is a proper hand-holding between role plays, and also executing the entire thing in a flawless, without any technical glitches. That was a great challenge we had. On the whole, it was a great experience we had, providing guidance and imparting organizational skills to younger minds. That was the greatest experience I had. And overall, I can say, I felt like spinning off a new club, and giving back to society is a great thing. As you know, what you learn in Toastmasters, you're able to share it. And helping orphanage, and it's not like that, but it's like helping the people who actually need it, and that's how we are able to do that. And I was able to find passion in me. I was able to bring that out, and that was the greatest experience I had. And it also an opportunity to interact with senior members of the school. And on the whole, I felt like flagging off a promising journey in public speaking for 25 young aspirants. And that was the greatest experience. Thanks to all the volunteers, and particularly I can say, I don't have time to name the people, but I've been sharing this in the MTC WhatsApp group. Thanks to all the volunteers who did a great job on this YLP. Without you, we have not done the YLP. So students, members, please feel free to join this YLP session. Every year it's been conducted, and we have Toastmaster Balakrishna, Chief Coordinator, who has been doing this year on year. And please volunteer, and let's make it as a grand success every year. Over to you, team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sriram. It was a nice and interesting session about the youth leadership program. Before I call upon the last speaker, may I request his evaluator Toastmaster Gayatri to explain the speech objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, and a special good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Madhusudan. Toastmaster Madhusudan is doing his first speech on icebreaker. The speech length is 4 to 6 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. All the very best, Toastmaster Madhusudan. Over to you.
This person is currently pursuing his engineering in Loyola College. His hobbies are playing chess and badminton, likes to watch documentaries, and he has recently joined MTC. Fellow Toastmasters, under thunderous applause, let me welcome Toastmaster Madhusudanan.
Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am, it's audible.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters and guests present here. My name is Toastmaster Madhusudan. I joined Toastmaster about 4 months ago. Currently, I'm pursuing my engineering degree in Loyola College, and my hobbies include playing chess and badminton. My father works as an electrical engineer in Siemens, and my mother is a software engineer working in Blackburn. 5 years ago, I visited Singapore. I want to share this experience of me having a vacation in Singapore. And we had a flight to catch up at 3:30 in the morning early. I was so excited that I couldn't even sleep the day before. But when I woke up, my mom was yelling at me to wake up and get my things ready. And eventually we reached the airport. To be precise, actually at the neck of the moment. And one thing I feel happy about Singapore is that my mother tongue, which is Tamil, is being one of the official languages over there. And secondly, I wish that I could visit Singapore in the near future. Then I want to ask everybody that have you had the experience that 200% that you don't know how to solve a math problem, but your teachers call you on board to solve it? I had a lot of experience like that. I'm a bit a more talkative person in school, which led to a lot of troubles. I had a soft skill teacher who was my mentor. Even though I had a lot of friends I usually hang around with, but sometimes I feel lonely. And so I decided to ask him that, so what's the reason behind it? So is there any other problem apart from that? He replied that if you're lonely, it doesn't mean that you don't have that adequate amount of friends. It just means that you're not that much focused on yourself. And he also added that remember that you need to climb the mountain alone and focus on yourself until the crowd focus on you. This actually removed my mind block. And second thing I learned in life is that the most important thing is that build your relationship, not your resume. Of course, you need a resume about 6.5% GPA. In nowadays, there's unemployment persists, even though people with have 9% GPA are unemployed. The thing is that the people who have more context are likely to survive in most difficult situations. So everybody would have come across such situations that you are in a more difficult situation, you call upon a friend to ask some help, and you can get help in the next moment, right? Second of all, I have a lot of when I moved to college, I had a problem, especially socializing with all other people with different people who come to college. So in Loyola, I'm studying in Loyola. There's a lot of different people, even from other states, that people come, and especially I have problems I feel touch with girls, and suddenly this guy came into my life. He taught me how to socialize properly, and he also taught me Python so that I could clear my first semester. By the way, my first results are not out, so I cannot relay that I would able to clear. Second thing I want to say is that he was also responsible for me to join the Toastmasters, which I can able to meet a lot of dynamic people over here, and meet like-minded people with a lot of high aspirations and goals. And second of all, the guy which I am speaking to is none other than Mr. Toastmaster Deepak. Okay, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhusudan. That was an excellent icebreaker speech. And next, just a minute. Yeah. So we are going to have a short break to refuel, recharge, and jump back in full throttle for the table topic session. Let's have a 5 minutes break.
Toastmaster Dinesh, can we quickly introduce a few guests who walked in later on?
Yes, sure.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh. Guest Suchitra, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. This is Suchitra here, and I have been joining Toastmaster for past 2 weeks, and this is my third week.
Okay, Suchitra, great to have you, and hoping to see you as a member soon. Thank you so much for joining.
Sure.
And we do have Krishnan Sampath.
Hey, hi, this is Krishnan. I'm joining as a guest from last week, and my apology for joining late today. I hope I'm hoping to join as a member soon.
Thank you so much, Krishnan Sampath. Great to have you here. Guest Kalpesh, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster. I am Kalpesh Patel. I am a program manager and working in Controller Data Center. I am basically from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Kalpesh. Hoping to see you as a member very soon. And guests, please do give your names to our TT Master if you're interested in impromptu speaking at a stable topic session. And any more guests online? I think that's it. So did we have any offline guest, Toastmaster Suhasini?
No, Kavita, it's Vidran already talked.
Okay. Okay,
Kavi-
great.
Kavita, one more thing. Is all the speakers are qualified? Just for
Timer, can you please confirm?
Yes, all the speakers are qualified.
Okay, great. Let's go for so how long is the break planned? 5 or 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. So to TMOD, please note, and timer, please indicate once it is once 10 minutes is done. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Hi everyone, just for information, our 10 minutes are up now.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abba. People offline, are you all back?
Can we have 5 more minutes, Kavita? Tea yet to come.
Tea is yet to come. Okay. Okay. TMOD, is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you.
But I think 4 evaluators, right? So yeah.
4 evaluators, yeah.
General evaluator will note down this and say it in the morning, end of the meeting.
Can we keep going while you have the tea?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we can start.
Okay. So shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, Dinesh, please.
Welcome back. Hope you all had a good break. And the next session is one of the most important and very interesting part of our meeting, which is the table topic session. We have a Toastmaster who's working as a piping engineer at DOW company, and his favorite hobbies are reading books, playing with his kids. Friends, let us welcome Toastmaster Saravanan.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my guests. Today I play the role of table topics master. The table topic purpose is to help the speakers to develop thoughts in a systematic manner and attend to any impromptu topics which has been posed for them. This is one of the main session of our recurring meetings, Toastmasters Club meeting. So the thing is, I will be giving you a topic. You have to make a speech on the topic, which should last minimum 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes, and you will have a 30 seconds grace time. Before I move on to this topic, I request any volunteers. I request Vidura, guest Vidura. The topic is, what can you do today that you were not capable of year of? What you can do today which you are not capable of year of?
Thank you, table topic master. And I have the answer right in front of you, standing and delivering this table topic speech, which I was afraid to give a year back. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'd like to recreate something on my first icebreaker speech on this stage, but a different one. The answer should be the story. I was wondering how to deliver this speech like the fellow icebreaker speeches were giving. I was nervous, anything. My hands were shivering, my legs were shivering, everything was shivering. And the evaluator came and told, you delivered a great speech. I didn't even deliver a speech, and you're saying you delivered a great speech. That is the confidence they give. And now, in this year, or 2022, after 6 long years, I am delivering this table topic speech in front of you all without any shivering or ants. So, table topic master, I am sure you will also not shiver after a year in this table topic segment. Over to you.
Thank you for your speech and your guidance. Next, coming back to the session, I request Shafi.
Can you please be a little bit louder, Toastmaster Saravanan? Not very audible for all.
Your voice is very low.
Yeah. Okay. What motivates you to go work each day? What motivates you to go work each day?
Good morning, all. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. So, myself, Safir. So, this is my first meeting as a Toastmaster. So, my topic today is what motivates me to work each day. Like I can say, I was not in a position now as I was in the last year, because while I was studying, the only motivation I have is to just get placed in a company. So, like the salary, it doesn't matter. So, but now I've been placed in a very good company. So I'm seeing it as a prize that is given by God. So I have to be like give my level best to satisfy that everything that was given to me. So every day when I wake up, so sorry, I was shivering actually. So maybe the next session
It was a good.
yeah. Thank you. Sorry for this.
Coming to the next topic, I welcome Toastmaster Anand. What bad habit do you want to break? Toastmaster Anand.
What bad habit I want to break? Thank you, tabletop master. Each and everyone have some good habit, and the habit which is bad, we need to eradicate. The only one thing is that sometimes my amygdala is overactive, my limbic system is overactive. I need to control my temper. I want to reactivate my cerebral cortex to think. So whenever you become anxiety or aroused, what will happen? Your limbic system will hijack your cerebral cortex, the neocortex or the cerebral cortex, which is responsible for the cognitive function of the brain, your abstract thinking, your creative ideas, everything, your analysis, right? Everything is get aided. So what I am doing currently, whenever I get emotionally aroused, I started taking some water for a while. It is not worked. After that, what I did, one of my friend has given one tips, right? Once you get emotionally aroused, you please start writing, right? I started writing, right? Now I have been improving day by day. So somewhat emotionally I reduced. So you also, my friends, think this is one of the great idea to reduce your anxiety or stress or that temperament what we have possess. I think that if you do all these things, you will lead a great life with more creative and intelligence. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It shows you are trying to meditatively. Coming to the session, next speaker, I call upon PJ Karthik. Toastmaster PJ Karthik. The topic is, what do you usually think about on your drive home from work? What do you usually think about on your drive home from work?
Thank you, TT Master, for giving such an interesting and curious topic. What do I think about when I'm driving from home? So whenever I drive from home, I used to remember something called mindfulness. Mindfulness is nothing but focusing on what you are exactly doing. So simple. When I'm driving, I'll be focusing only on the drive. I will not think any other thing. Why? Because whenever I drive my bike, I used to think this one. I need to reach my destination in a safe way, not the fastest. But in the Indian road, you can see that the contrary. We would like to save times only in roads, not anywhere. So even if they wait for a minute, they will start clicking their horn and so on. So whenever I drive, I focus on only driving. I note wherever the signals are. If I want to change my lane, I use my indicator. Even though I'm driving back, I don't change the lane. Even if I want to change the lane, I use the indicator properly. So this is what I do, and I focus on only driving when I drive. So thank you, TT Master, for giving such an valuable topic.
Next, coming back to our session, I request Toastmaster Tarun. Toastmaster Tarun, your topic is, what is your most beloved childhood game? What is your most beloved childhood game?
Yeah, thanks for such an interesting topic, Tabletop Masters. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Yes, what is your most beloved childhood memory? I guess everyone has that special memory that you won't forget here. So, my memory that I won't be able to forget is every day after work, my dad would come. He would take me in his Yamaha RX 100. So that bike as such, no, from that time it gave me a craze for that bike. So that's one of the memories and beloved memories that I won't be able to forget. We'll go around in the night. The streets would be empty. Then it would be fun. The lights also then would be orange in color. And the memory as such is still vivid now, in spite of it being long time ago. Yeah. So that memory is still vivid in my mind. And one more other memories are like playing with my friends. Yeah, obviously. So we used to play this game called GTA San Andreas. So that's one game we would make fun of, and we would have a lot of fun in this game as such. As some people are laughing here would understand. So, so that's one game I won't forget, and other games such as we would play street cricket and stuff like that, and interesting stuff. There are a lot of memories that I won't be able to forget, and like I know, but I was short tempered when I was a kid. That's what my parents used to say about me. So I'm not sure. I don't remember that exactly. But one of my friend also recently was saying, "You changed a lot, Ra. When you were a kid, you were very short tempered. If you lose in the chess game, it would displace all the coins." So that's how it was. Yeah. Over to the tabletop master, and thank you for such an amazing topic.
I call upon Toastmaster. Great. The topic is, what simple gesture have you recently witnessed that renewed your hope in humanity? What simple gesture have you recently witnessed that renewed your hope in humanity?
Yeah, a very nice topic, and actually, I feel that it's a very deep topic because recently, yes, I've been a lot of aware of my own mind patterns and the patterns which have got accumulated over a period of time. Like, for example, even being here, talking on a particular topic or focusing on self-improvement, developing the skills. And since I'm an HR in a corporate company, there's a lot of focus on developing skills, developing different maybe technical skills or behavioral skills and all that. It sounds very complicated at times, and especially being an HR, sometimes we feel that because the focus is so much on the other things like skills and all that, sometimes the mind gets lost in the sense maybe somebody is having some personal challenge, but the focus is on deliverable or contribution. So here, when I see that we all are coming here to speak on different topics, then sometimes we may get lost in the technical part of it, but may not see the simplicity of everybody coming and really expressing themselves. So that's where now, in fact, this is something which I'm seeing a shift in myself after having so much experience around. This ultimately it's not about say winning. I mean, of course, that's important also. Development is important, but everything begins from being simple and being connected in yourselves and being yourself.
I call upon guest Kalpesh. Kalpesh, can you take a topic?
Yeah, hi. Hi, good morning. Yeah, please go ahead.
Your topic is, which activity make you lose track of time?
Which
activity make you lose track of time?
track of time, right?
Track of time.
Yeah, thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving this wonderful topic. Track of time nowadays, we all are busy with social media. That is the main, I would say, this is main. It's killing our time, killing our productivity, time, whatever we want to do. If nowadays everyone have the mobiles, everyone have the social media, Instagram, Facebook, and all, where we just seeing what other people are doing. That would create the issue, because rather than watching what other people are doing, we have to take care how we can plan, how we can motivate yourself, and what is the plan that would be a more reliable. But thing is what, that people are going in the wrong way, where they are taking advantage, or I would say they are taking wrong advantage from the social media, and they used to be there for a longer time, sometime a late night they be there. And that's why it is happening, it is impacting to our productivity, because you are busy with your social media on a late night, the next day you will wake up very late, and it will spoil your day. So better we have to avoid. If you want to use the social media, but you have to limit at the time, at least 1 hour, that would be good. You can see your social media and all things, and rest of time you have to focus your business, focus your work, whatever you do, make it prioritize, make it, and work accordingly. That would be a thing. So if you plan accordingly, that will get more productivity, rather than unwanted using social media whenever you have a free time. So that is the disadvantage of using of social media. Yeah, thank you for giving me the chance.
Thank you, Kalpesh.
Thank you, sir.
Can I ask Karthik Shivkumar, Toastmaster Karthik Shivkumar? Can you take a topic?
Yes, sir.
This is with respect to our theme of the day, that is history repeat itself. If you think in the history, if any incident it reoccurs, which will give you goosebumps. Which incident in the history will give you goosebumps even by a mere thought of it?
Okay. Thank you so much, and it was a very fantastic topic. Thank you to Table Topic Master. When we talk about the history repeating itself, I strongly believe in that, because whatever has happened in the past, you can see exactly it is getting repeated again after some time. It's like a cycle, we can say. Even if you talk about the economics of the globe, it's like we talk about the recession, depression, and then again inflations. Now all those things, it's like a repeated pattern. So sometimes I got into the stock market recently. I can see like how the crash is happening drastically when the interest rates are happening currently. So that is something which we can see. It's like, okay, history repeats itself. So that is something you can able to track it. And the same way in our personal life also, whenever you feel like, okay, so certain times like you feel like, okay, some there be good days and some bad days, and sometimes you feel like, okay, those are the good days. I'm just feel like being in the same place and same sort of life. I'm just enjoying it. So for me, if you want some particular period where it has repeated, and what I like to be repeated is like, I loved being in college days, because I was myself when I was in college and enjoyed every bit and every day. So you can see me smiling each and every day. So that is what something I felt like being enjoying in college. But after coming to the professional life with so much of stress and all those things, I find that is little bit dragging and getting away. So I find I feel like that is the moment of being live alone, lively in that point, and I want to have that feel of being in the moment. So that is what I feel like every day, irrespective of being in professional or not. But that is a point I want to be getting back to. So that is the thing that I wish to have the history getting repeated itself. Thanks, and back to the Toastmaster of the day. Sorry, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Karthik. I wish you that you get back the same history which you are excited to have. Coming back to the session, can I request this Suchitra for a table topic?
Yep.
Toastmaster Saravanan, can you please come closer to the mic? Yeah, thank you so much.
Suchitra, your topic is, what was the last thing that made you laugh out loud? What was the last thing that made you laugh out loud? Yes, Suchitra.
All right. So first of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity. So I'm just thinking, what was the thing that made me laugh loud last time? Is that okay. So we were traveling last night, and then when we were going in our car, so unexpectedly my niece did something, and I think that made us all laugh aloud. And so yeah. So apart from that, yeah, and so, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. Fine. You had a laugh. Coming back to the session, can I request guest Sampath for a table topic? Sampath. Can I request Toastmaster Sriram sir for a topic? Are you interested?
Yeah, yes, go ahead.
What music do you listen to lift your spirits when you are down?
Yeah, can you repeat the topic? Sorry, missed it.
What music do you listen to lift your spirits when you are down? What music do you listen to lift your spirits when you are down?
So, what makes you to listen?
What music? What music?
What means to listen to your spirit?
Music, sir. Music. What music?
Oh, okay, okay. Listen to it.
What music do you listen to lift your spirits when you are down?
Okay, yeah. It's excellent topic. Thanks, TT Master. Good afternoon, friends. So, music is definitely, luckily it has to be my hobby as well. And many times I've, like everybody, you are going through stress in life, and it's not just in office or personal situations. Sometimes, we encounter something which is unexpected, and that keeps lingering in our mind. The bad memories which are unable to erase. We have to find a way to come out of it, and I find solace in music, and that has brought me out of this tough situation. And quite often now, at times, I've been outside India as well on a official trip, even longer terms, like 2.5 years. But being without family doesn't mean that you'll be finding hardships, because you don't have people to talk to you when you come back from office. But music has been a helping hand for me, and I have close to about 1,000 songs collected for a period of time. All are in the probably 70s and 80s and 90s. So those are all the great songs I have been collecting, and that keeps my spirit alive, and that keeps me propelling forward. And I find a lot of fresh things, freshness in me after going through all this, light-heartening music. And so, my dear friends, please find what is that interests you to keep your spirits alive. And I'm sure that this will keep you in a good mood, even in a bad situation. And I would say that follow your heart and raise your spirits. Over to you, TT Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Can I call upon Toastmaster Madhu? Toastmaster University. Topic is what you watched recently in TV that you liked the most. What you watched recently in TV that you liked the most. Toastmaster.
I recently watched the complete series of Big Bang Theory, and actually, I think it's Star Plus. Star Plus. Anyone who want to see how a group of friends enjoy, I recommend you to watch it. And also for like even developing your communication skills is also very important. And like I just recommend it. And the second thing I love is the show called Office. It's also in Star Colors. And the other show which I regularly watch is Friends. Apart from it, I would watch it's Animal Planet and National Geographic kind of shows. And uh,
Thanks for yours.
Is there any other topic?
Which activity make you lose track of time? Which movie you like the most? Can I call upon Toastmaster Tensi for a topic? Tensi, your topic is what do you have that you cannot live with? What do you have that you cannot live with?
Yeah, thank you, Table Topic Master. Very interesting question. And everyone, hello. Without, okay, it's very interesting and deep question, very profound. Yeah, so for the technology, you can't stay without mobile, and that is very important on this century. And because for me new in the channel, so it is very hard to find the locations where I have to wander, where I have to go through and to find out my location, and the transportations is very useful. And for the spiritual, I would like to say that as critics, Toastmaster critics says, mindfulness is very important in our basic daily life to survive. To mindfulness while walking, while talking people, and while what we can do. Mindfulness is not about the meditation. This is one specific practice that under the meditation is we can, if we do mindfulness everything, our mind can be very stable. Because of lots of technologies, our mind goes for negative thoughts. Lots of because of our biases, they put out negative thoughts. So if you do mindfulness practice and train our mind, that can keep our mind in the neutral. So that can benefit for us and for other people too, who biases, who gossips, and if we do, this can be also cause could be patience. This is cause for we can get more tolerance from the mindfulness. Thank you.
Thank you, Tansi, for your speech. With this, I end this debate topic session for this today. Over to you, TMO.
Toastmaster Dinesh, can you hear us?
Hello. Yeah, sorry, I kept it on mute by mistake.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, Toastmaster Savanan, for coming up with nice and interesting topics, and you really made the session very engaging, and it was a fun-filled table topic session. Thank you very much. Next is the evaluation session. Keep on trying the same thing again and again unless and until you feel satisfied and happy. It means keep on trying on your goal at every attempt by correcting the mistakes from the past experience. Our evaluation session is simply meant to provide that improvement on our goal to become a better public speaker and improve our leadership skills. To conduct this session, let us welcome the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fari. So we had great speeches, and of course, actually, we had great speeches, and we have a seasoned evaluators actually to evaluate on the speeches which has been given today. To start with, I'm going to go as per agenda to evaluate the speech given by Toastmaster Madhusudanan. It would be evaluated by Toastmaster Gayatri. To tell about Toastmaster Gayatri, she has an experience in IT industry for more than a decade. She shows her interest towards making new craft, singing, and making new recipes. She has joined as a Toastmaster for personal development and also to develop her leadership skills. She was a coordinator in YLP program as well. So I believe actually you all would have known about YLP through Sri Ram's association. So please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Gayatri. Gayatri, are you there? You are on mute.
I will call Gayatri. Probably Jay. She might have thought that she'll be doing it at the last.
Okay.
I'll call her and I'll check with her.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'll just call the. Is it okay if I call the second evaluator, Kavita?
Yeah,
Or,
sure, Jay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. So to evaluate the speech given by Toastmaster Rekha, so I would like to call Toastmaster Karthik Shivakumar to tell about Karthik Shivakumar. So he is a project and a contract management professional working for an Italian oil and gas MNC in Chennai, a civil engineer with a dual masters in advanced construction management and finance management. So he lives with the philosophy that being alive is the biggest gift of one's itself. So I believe he had this post-COVID experience, the COVID-19 experience. Parallelly venturing into the entrepreneurship journey and a co-founder of a startup company in construction digitalization segment. Loves to go on for adventurous trip, traveling and learning new technology. Currently learning strategy in stock marketing, trading, and business development. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Karthik Shivakumar.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the warm introduction. And very good morning to my fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My target speaker started her speech in line with the theme of the day, history repeats itself. The quote saying, the only constant thing has changed, and beautifully narrated how the recurrence of change has happened in her life repeatedly right from her early stage of her life, being in Madhya Pradesh, then moving on to Dubai, Bangalore, then to Chennai. I can even correlate myself to living in such different cities and experiencing that only constant thing has changed. Then she has explained why she moved to Chennai and about her experience being in Chennai for the first time, the even describing what are the difficulties she's faced when the language barriers came and how she overcame by joining the e-Tamil learning classes. She shared her experience of exploring variety of foods in eateries, various places in Chennai with beautiful beach sceneries, its ritual, high spiritual and cultural heritage associated with the city, the professional connection in the city, and concluded by saying what she is looking for from the city. The overall, to talk about a speech, the eye contact, connecting with the audience, the gestures were all great. The stylish outlook with the scarf narrating about the experience of being in different cities was apt for the topic and the Chennai calling. It was to the such fashionable way. And to summarize, our overall speech is a flawless one, well delivered, and with a great opening, good body content, and continued our speech with the expectation of experiencing what she is going to experience from the city was perfectly aligned. I have few recommendations for her to make her speech to go to the next level. The purpose of the speech was about introducing themselves to the club, but what our speech was mostly aligned in to sharing the experience of being inside in the Chennai city. So rather, if she had explained much better about herself, her personal likings, what she would like to do it, so it should have made it should have met the purpose of the speech. And overall, I thoroughly enjoyed her speech and loved the way it was delivered. Indeed, it was never felt like it was her first speech. It was perfect, coherent, and spontaneous. I wish her to continue her Toastmastering journey with the same excitement and wishing her all the success in her upcoming speech. All the best to my target speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for the great evaluation session. Moving on, next to evaluate Toastmaster Balachandar, I would like to invite Toastmaster Karthik PJ, one more Karthik of our club. To tell about Karthik, Karthik actually he's working in Caterpillar as CPI Black Belt. His hobbies includes exercising and reading books. So when Nandanam or any book fair is open, you will be seeing him as the first person. He was the past Vice President Education, past Vice President Membership, and Treasurer of our Madras Toastmaster Club. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Karthik. It's on mute, Karthik.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the warm introduction. So, and to my target speaker, Toastmaster Balachandra. Today, Toastmaster Balachandra gave a speech on the path persuasive influence from the level 1 project 2. The title of the speech is Freedom is the Oxygen of the Soul. We want to evaluate or introspect this speech on 4 aspects. One is whether he met the project objective or not. Second is what is the quality of his content. Third is how was his delivery. Fourth aspect is what are the recommendations of his speeches. First, let us dive into the objective, whether he met the objective or not. This project has 2 objectives. One is member has to write a speech with a specific defined objective, with a clearly defined objective. The objective which I can infer from his speech is understanding what is freedom and understanding the impact on the individuals when the law and the political enforcement systems denies the same freedom to the individuals. What is the impact? So this is the purpose which I can infer from his speech. And the second objective is he has to present the speech in a well-organized way. His speech had a good introduction where he started with what is freedom and moved on to explain the 2 cases, and then he concluded with a good quote. So he met the 2 objectives of his project. Kudos to the speaker, Toastmaster Balachandra. Let us move on to the second aspect, the content. The content which he presented was of top quality. He presented 2 cases. One is the case of Husainara Khatun versus State of Bihar, happened in 1979. The other one is the Dr. Kafil Khan versus State of Uttar Pradesh, happened in 2017 and 2018. The inference of both the cases is unlawful arrests have made a bigger impact on those individuals. That is the inference. So the content which he presented is highly related to the topic and of top quality. Kudos to the speaker. Then the delivery. Throughout the speech, I can observe that the speaker was very clear and was confident in his speech. This shows the effort which he has taken while preparing. And also I infer that he has also checked with his mentor. Kudos for that. And finally, let us move on to the recommendations for his speech. The recommendation is I have 3 recommendations. First recommendation is that is whenever you are giving a prepared speech, try to give it in an offline mode. As you are a law professional, this will further enhance your confidence and your abilities. And also the topic which you have taken is that is it is a mini J beam film. The impact which you have created by being in an offline mode would have been a completely different. And the second one is that is I could see that the cases which you have selected involve highly intricate details. I have to do a Google search, understand what are those cases about and what is the impact of those individuals. I think the speech should be more clear and concise, so that's the skill which you have to learn gradually. Then the third aspect is that is use vocal variety. You could have started it with like this: what is freedom? So you could have used vocal variety to your benefit. And also, as the other recommendation which I have is that whenever you are giving speech in online mode also, try to stand so that I can observe, so that the evaluator can observe more of your body. So overall, it was a good speech, having met your project objectives with the quality content. So from next time, present the speech in an offline mode where you can enhance your public speaking skills more. Over to you, general evaluator.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for your great evaluation. So before getting into the next evaluator, may I call upon the timer to say, are there any disqualification in the TT speech?
Only one speaker in table topics is disqualified, and otherwise all speakers are qualified.
Okay.
Evaluation.
So can you call out the Kavita? How do you prefer, Kavita? Can you actually go with the oaths or?
Yeah, we can call out the qualified speakers, TT speakers.
Yes. Timer, please call out the qualified TT speakers.
Would you like me to list the qualified speakers?
Yeah, just the names.
Okay. Guest Viduran, Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster PJ Karthik, Toastmaster Tarun, Toastmaster Rekha, Guest Kalpesh, Toastmaster Karthik Kumar, Guest Suchitra, Toastmaster Sriram, Toastmaster Madhusudan, and Toastmaster Tenzin. All are qualified.
Okay. Thank you so much, Timer. So you will be getting a link in the chat window. Probably you can vote for the best TT speaker. So we will just move on. So having listened about Balachandra's speech evaluated given by Toastmaster Karthik, now let's listen to Balakrishna's evaluation. So we will be evaluating the speech given by Toastmaster Sriram. To tell about Toastmaster Balakrishnan, he's a passionate Toastmaster, founder, president of Madras Toastmasters Club. He's passionate about conducting YLP. He's doing business in insurance, consulting, and mutual fund distribution. So please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Balakrishnan.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Sriram. What I saw, what I heard, what I understood, what I know, what I like the most, and which is average, and finally, where I can add value to the speaker. These are all criticisms in constructive way based on Toastmasters guidelines I'll be presenting to you today. And our Toastmaster Sriram about his recently conducted youth leadership program for Kuwait students he has presented. It was a great job, well done. Kudos to you. You started off with, we all joined youth leadership program, and of course, mainly touching upon the point Toastmasters to improve ourselves. From that moment, the way in which you progress, that is, I could see that great potential in you, especially presenting through slides what you want to communicate about how you conducted the youth leadership program. All narrated simply from one slide to another slide. You moved nicely, the way in which it is arranged, all these are wonderful. Initially, you started off by the first slide saying that, how the even in youth leadership program, how we conducted, or you conducted, presidential election, officer election, how you you planned and the children, and around 25 children, how you motivated them, how they all became leaders and various aspects. Then go on to explain how you prepared them for prepared speeches, comparing with Toastmasters meeting, and finally, about the evaluation and table topics. Especially you covered more on table topics. That was good, where we all as a Toastmasters can relate what you have done for youth leadership program for the benefit of children. And finally, that slide with the flagging of so many people on the cycle. Yes, for future leaders, you have done flagged off, and you have given them soft skills training that was wonderfully, presented. What you did in whatever 6 weeks or 8 weeks of YLP, and going by the TMI guidelines, whatever you have done, that was well narrated, very good. And about your, presentation quality, which I mentioned, going with this, your vocal variety and confidence in giving summarized points, all in, how to plan, do, act, various aspects, you did it wonderfully. That is where, organizing a speech and delivering effectively, that was also a kudos to you. What I know, and because you mentioned my name, I was the chief coordinator, so you are one of the positive. Only one point which I noticed, because I could see Karthik Sivakumar is here, who was part of your team. There was no mention about him, and Preeti was another person. All this are, no, sorry, Priya was another person. All this are fine. That is only here the main aspect. One aspect which I had to say is that you have to go for the team you did for the YLP students. What about the team behind you? Did you check with Gayatri, other coordinator, or Balakrishnan? All those other points came to my mind, but you know better. You have done a wonderful job. Kudos to you. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Balakrishnan sir, for the evaluation. So finally, I'd like to call Toastmaster Gayatri. Sorry, Gayatri, I actually called you at the beginning. So anyways, so welcome back, and I would like to call you to evaluate the speech given by Toastmaster Madhusudan.
So am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So good afternoon all, and a special good afternoon to my target speaker, Toastmaster Madhusudan. So first of all, let me appreciate Toastmaster Madhusudan for giving his first speech on Icebreaker. It was a wonderful speech, sharing all his personal experience. Toastmaster Madhusudan, I like the way you started explaining on the badminton class and your trip to Singapore, which you went 5 years ago to catch a flight. For that, you have to get up early in the morning. And then your experience in Singapore and the way you like Tamil, because it is spoken in Singapore. And the other awesome point that I liked was the way you mentioned, like, you were being felt lonely. Like, that is something which everyone would face. And your mentor told you, like, you need to climb the mountain all alone. That was great. And the way you described about the problem with socializing with other people, and the friend who taught you how to socialize, and also about Python programming. And I believe he was the one who made you join this Toastmaster, and thanks to him for that. And I like the way you thank your mentor, Deepak, for mentoring you on this particular speech. Like, all these were great. Overall, like, it was a fantastic icebreaker session, and like all the best to give more speeches in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gayatri, for the great evaluation. So there ends the evaluation session. Before just proceeding, can we actually request the timer? Is there any disqualification in evaluation session?
Toastmaster Karthik Sivakumar and Toastmaster Balakrishnan have qualified.
Okay, we have 2 qualified evaluators, is it?
Yes.
Okay, Toastmaster Karthik Sivakumar and Toastmaster Balakrishnan. So you will be getting a link in the chat window. Maybe you can cast your vote for the best evaluator. So having said that, we'll be getting the report from the DAC team now. So to start with, I would like to call the timer, Toastmaster Janani, to read out your timer report.
Hello, everyone. So in the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Rekha took 4 minutes 55 seconds. Toastmaster Balachandar took 6 minutes 33 seconds. Toastmaster Shriram took 7 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Madhusudanan took 4 minutes and 1 second. In the table topic session, guest Viduran spoke for 1 minute 1 second, and Toastmaster Anand spoke for 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster PJ Karthik spoke for 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Tarun spoke for 2 minutes. Toastmaster Rekha took 1 minute 35 seconds. Guest Kalpesh Patel took 1 minute 36 seconds. Toastmaster Karthik Shivakumar spoke for 1 minute 58 seconds. Guest Suchitra spoke for 1 minute 15 seconds. Toastmaster Sriram spoke for 2 minutes 2 seconds. Toastmaster Madhusudanan spoke for 1 minute. And Toastmaster Tenzin spoke for 2 minutes 15 seconds. In the evaluation speeches, Toastmaster Karthik Sivakumar spoke for 2 minutes 38 seconds. Toastmaster PJ Karthik spoke for 4 minutes 1 second. Toastmaster Balakrishnan took 3 minutes 28 seconds. Toastmaster Gayatri spoke for 1 minute 33 seconds. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the report. Next, I would like to call the accountant, Toastmaster Sudhar Puri, to read out your report.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'll just talk about the counter. Toastmaster Rekha had 1 hour, 5 so and 6 ants. Toastmaster Sriram uttered R 3 times and 37 times, 14 times. Toastmaster Madhusudan mentioned R 35 times, so 2 times. And table topics, Toastmaster Tarun uttered R 10 times and so 7 times. Toastmaster Karthik Shivakumar uttered R 7 times and so 4 times. Guest Suchitra uttered R 4 times, 4 times and pause 5 times. Toastmaster Madhusudan had R 5 times and Toastmaster Tenzin uttered R 6 times. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to call the grammarian, Toastmaster Anand, to read out your report.
Yes. As a grammarian, I'm hereby submitting my report. In the prepared speech, Toastmaster Rekha, she has used wholeheartedly, enriching years, culture and heritage, cultural abundance. Then Toastmaster Balachandar, he has used allied with the nature of beauty, depriving, unjustified. Toastmaster Sriram, immense, flawless, okay. Spin off a new club, impart. Then Toastmaster Madhusudan, catch up, neck of the moment. During the table topic, Toastmaster Shafirif, level best. Toastmaster Karthik, mindfulness. Toastmaster Tarun, vivid, interesting stuff. Toastmaster Rekha, pattern of behavior. Toastmaster Karthik Shivakumar, being at the moment. Toastmaster Sriram, propelling forward. Toastmaster Tenzin, stable mind and tolerance. Toastmaster Karthik Shivakumar, during evaluation, exploring, narrating, flawless speech. Then Toastmaster Karthik, introspect, infer, enforcement. And Toastmaster Balakrishnan, constructive criticism. Only one error I found that a few years back, instead of a few years back, let us reframe as few years ago. Ago is one of the right word as compared to back. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand, for your report. And now it's time for me to submit my report. So my observation, of course. So today, the meeting started on time. So it's kudos to the president. There has been a great coordination between the president and the vice president of education, Toastmaster Kavita and Toastmaster Suhasini, ensuring all role players and speakers join the meeting. Since most of them are not joined on time, they need to call each other. Preferably, this can be avoided. The role players and the speakers are maybe from future, they can ensure they join the meeting by 10. Also, they need to communicate to the VP education whether they'll be joining offline or online, using which actually they can plan accordingly. Due to this delay, we couldn't do the audio and video check. So if the role players can support here, actually it will be really great. So the prepared speakers, we loved the prepared speakers, but I have a recommendation for those who just performed offline, so meaning offline. So it is always preferred to give your speech in offline mode, wherein actually you can show your hand gestures, everything. So if you're going to give your prepared speech, I would strongly recommend to give it in Andhra Chamber of Commerce. And the one thing, like I've seen only in the XCOM, so I could see the participation only from Toastmaster Kavita and Toastmaster Suhasini. Preferably, since actually it would be great if not all, most of the XCOM support to them, because I could see like Kavita has been supporting in the WhatsApp and Suhasini has been supporting in the chat here. So if the entire XCOM support them, it would be really great. Also, the other role players can support the XCOM, meaning the Toastmaster of the day can check with the speakers and TT Master if they're not joining the meeting or if any delay. Likewise, general evaluator can check with the evaluators and the tag role players. So I just noticed a small confusion here, like in casting vote. So Karthik has mentioned like there were two similar name of Karthik PJ. Maybe that can be avoided, or maybe I would recommend if the polling option is there, we would go with it. To talk about Toastmaster, table topic master, he has given opportunity to all of them. So I really enjoyed the session, and basically it's a nice teamwork. So there end my evaluation. So it's 12:10. So we are going as per the agenda. I'm giving the control back to the Toastmaster of the day. Back to you, Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jay and TAC team and other speech evaluators for your detailed evaluation about this meeting. Everybody faces obstacles in life. It may be small or big. How people react to that obstacles placed in our lives is what how people build their character. This is where history plays a key role with the help of endurance and ambition. The ability to overcome obstacles even when you feel failure is inevitable. With this note, I would like to return the virtual dais to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Kavita. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh. And let me spotlight myself. Okay, so thank you so much, all the role players and speakers, for making this meeting a grand success. And great job, TMOD, TT Master, and G, especially G. It was a very keen observation from your end. And so let's quickly move on to the guest feedback while we process the results. So online guests, let me check. Guest Suchitra, can you please unmute yourself and give your feedback?
Yeah, hi. As usual, it was a very great experience, and I would like to soon join the club.
Yeah, thank you so much, guest Suchitra. So please do get in touch with Toastmaster Preeti for membership details. So who are the guests online? I think that's it.
Krishnan, Sampath, Suchitra.
Yes. Krishnan, Sampath, can you please give your feedback about today's meeting?
Yes, Kavita, I feel really good about today's session. I have attended some other session from others club, where I see there are kind of good professional speakers getting held on here. So that makes me to get aligned with this club. So I'm feeling good about it.
Thank you so much, Krishnan Sampath, for your feedback. This really encourages us to do even better. Thank you so much for that. And Looking forward to have you as a member very soon. Please do get in touch with Toastmasters.
Sure, Kavita.
And yeah, DTM Vidurar offline. Can you please share your feedback?
Thank you, President. As I always say, I love MTC meetings for their great XCOM support between online and offline coordination is a pretty toughest job, but they are handling in a creative manner. And kudos to Sugasti, she is sitting here right in front, operating the mics and every staff. Great meetings. Hope you all have a great tenure as well. Wish you all the best luck. Hope to see you soon again.
Thank you so much, DTM Vidurar, for your observation and feedback. Do we have any more guests online or offline? I think no. Okay, so let's move on to the results for today. Okay, the best speaker for today is Toastmaster Rekha. Toastmaster Rekha, can we please have you on stage? Congratulations, Toastmaster Rekha.
Thanks.
And Toastmaster Suhasini, can you please help me with the best evaluator? Evaluator is Toastmaster Karthik Shivakumar, right? Okay, Toastmaster Karthik Shivakumar. Let me spotlight Karthik. Okay, congratulations, Karthik Shivakumar. And okay, looks like there is a tie between Toastmaster Dinesh and Toastmaster Jay for the best role player for today. So I would like to declare both of them as winners for today. Toastmaster Dinesh and Toastmaster Jay, congratulations.
Super concept. Just kidding.
Okay, then the best tag role player for today is Toastmaster Anand. Congratulations, Toastmaster Anand. Let me spotlight. Okay, he's offline. Okay. Yes, the best TT speaker, Toastmaster Suhasini, can you please help me with that?
Yeah, TT speaker, guest DTM Viduran, guest Kalpesh, and Toastmaster Tarun.
Okay, let's have all the three on stage, please.
Guest Kalpesh.
Guest Kalpesh has left. He was online and he has left, I guess. Okay, congratulations. Today's meeting rating is 4.2. So anything above 4 is a good rating. Thank you so much for being there, and kudos to all the role players and speakers for making this meeting a grand success. So let's have a quick picture taken for today. With that, I would like to declare 620th meeting of Madras Toastmasters Club closed. And please do nominate yourself for the XCOM elections. So leadership roles are also very important as we concentrate on communication. So please do nominate yourself for various roles in the XCOM as the elections are ongoing. So let me, please do switch on your videos, people online. And offline, I think everybody is in. Okay, let me try to take a snap. Or is anybody else willing to take? Because I'm struggling here with the snipping
Should I
tool.
take?
Yeah, please do it.
Yeah.
Finish.
Done.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh. Toastmaster Suhasini, please have an offline picture taken and shared on the WhatsApp group.
Thank you so much.